One time Abraham Lincoln said, "Our defense is in the preservation of the spirit which prizes liberty as a heritage of all men." In relation to African cultural heritage resources, most of African communities have sold their birthrights when it comes to traditional foods, as our heritage becomes untraceable, almost irrelevant.
And I think it's a mistake we made in the very beginning, especially something we inherited from our colonial masters, that what is ours, what is cultural, what is traditional food is not good enough. And therefore, after independence, we didn't really put our energies into research and also promotion of this. And so what we experience is sort of a downturn or loss of these varieties, loss of these species, and then they became neglected. But I'm happy many organizations, not only the museums, but also other research organizations, global and also national, they are taking this crop seriously.
Only institutions like the Jamaica restaurant has brought out aspects of cultural heritage aimed in conservation theory and practices.
The skill that we needed to produce some of the meals we produce today did not exist. And I think I was able to acknowledge that. And that's why when we started, we only started by serving meals from Western Kenya. And that's where the skill we had came from. However, over the years, I did mention earlier that what we did is we were able to identify women groups, organized women groups that were passionate and had the skill across the country. So we were able to identify these women and we brought them in, and they were able to impart the skills in terms of recipes that enabled us acquire the same. And now we are able to use them to produce what we do commercially. However, we realize that this skill is quite limited. What we do is, as we recruit professionally trained cooks and chefs, we ensure that we still retain these ladies as recipe experts, indigenous recipe experts, and they work along these cooks and the chefs. So that way, we are able to actually impart these skills to many other Kenyans. Now, as we continue to open more branches, we have realized that we face the challenge of standardizing these recipes. So what we have done at Jamaica is pick one of the branches and set up a center, a production center that would be termed as a factory, where all the meals that will be served will be produced and then transported to the different branches. And the people that we are targeting to now train and impart these skills will be located at this central location.
Jamaica now serves as an expo for African culture for both local and global clients, using effective tools like arts, food, and cultural music. The restaurant is out to share a common passion and desire to impact Africa's economies through cultural values and knowledge on conservation of our heritage.
When you look at the various women groups, what we are also doing is to work with them and make sure that the older generation are also passing the skill to the younger generation. Because we have contracted them, and they either produce or preserve the same products that we use. So by so doing, when they bring in the younger people, as the older ones get more and more tired or sick, the skills are then passed on to these people.
This noble, prominent and laudable African cultural heritage initiative has put Pamela Muyeshi, the CEO of the Jamaica restaurant, on the top list of the conservationists.
But if I look at the bigger picture, If we were to actually make an impact within the next few years, then we honestly need to start to impart the skill through a training institution. And I'd mentioned to you that we were keen to partner with Utalii College to do this. So that's what we are doing at Jamaica to ensure we preserve this skill that's so important.
With aid from hoteliers like Judy Muyeshi, who has over 10 years experience in the hotel industry, is key to ensuring Jamaica passes the baton of heritage to the next generations. As we embark on our heritage quest, Judith takes us to the Lake region of Kenya, where ngege or fish mark the staple diet for most of the residents here, especially the Luo tribe. So the first stage is you
put garlic, put the green chili, you put the lemon, the juice for the lemon, then you put the turmeric and white pepper.
Okay.
Then we blend.
Today, we prepare marinated fish as we take the Luo cultural path.
We'll take like 5 spoons of lemon juice. Two tablespoons for corn oil. The green chili you'll put as you want it, whether you want it hot or mild. But if you want it mild, you'll use like 2 of them. Then a pinch of salt. We'll use a tablespoon of ginger and garlic. This is turmeric, just kidogo to add the color. This is enough. Then white pepper, also a little bit. So we'll move there to blend.
So in case the ratios are higher, what will happen?
You just have to subsidize them. We'll use a little bit of lemon juice. If the chili is too much, you'll subsidize with the lemon juice. And if the salt is too much, you'll also use the same.
I've seen you regulating. What were you doing here?
I was trying to make the chili be blended finely.
Oh. So from there, here we are.
There, here we are.
That means the fish cooked with this marination is more tasty.
Very tasty, and it doesn't have that odor for fish.
Oh, didn't know.
So we'll go and grill our fish from outside on the jiko. We normally use charcoal to grill.
So in this kind of fish, you can prepare using what method apart from grilling?
If you have a grill, you can use the grill, but an electrical grill, or if you have a charcoal grill jiko, you can use it.
Can you still deep fry this fish?
Yeah, you can still deep fry it. Okay. But most people are they don't like oil, so that's why we are grilling the fish. That is how we start the grilling.
So mostly use the foil?
Yeah, we use the foil so that the fish does not stick on the grill.
How many minutes are we waiting to have it ready?
We'll do like 45 minutes because it has to be cooked nicely.
So how far is our final product?
The fish is ready to be eaten now. As you can see, we are ready to serve. And you can serve it with any starch. You can serve it with rice, sauce aside. You can serve it with chapati, ugali, and all that. Yeah.
So for clients who walk in, do they do booking, or you can cook these and prepare these and store for them to just warm when they come?
No, most of them do bookings. Yeah, because it takes a little bit of time. 45 minutes is a lot.
Yeah, true. So this will stay for how long if we are to delay serving the client?
You just wrap it nicely. You can do the whole day. Yeah. But most of them like it done immediately and then they take it. Yeah. Later. No problem. So we can shoot it like that. That is now the outcome.
From the Luo culture, we cross over to the Kamba tribe. As one of the Bantu tribes, the Kambas love nuts, which makes up part of the ingredients in most of their foods due to the favorable climate conditions. Abdida Abkuse has gathered enough experience in making sure any guest who orders nzo from Kambaland must leave the restaurant licking their fingers. And I'm joined with Abdida Abkuse. He's a specialist in making the nzo for the Kambas. He'll take us through on what it takes to make nzo and how important is it for this particular Bantu group. Abdida,
Yes.
tueleze hizi ni nini?
Okay, hizi ni pigeon peas from Kamba. So we are making a pigeon pea curry. That's right. So here are my spices. Just doing it alive. We just go to the kitchen direct.
Do I help you anything?
Yeah, you can have this. My onions. Make sure your pan is dry in water. Okay.
How long does it take to boil this?
This one,
what?
the pigeon peas.
Pigeon peas.
Yeah.
So when you're
It take-
boiling, it takes how many?
Like 25 to 30 minutes. They'll be ready.
To confirm his skills, Abdida takes over the Amaika kitchen, taking us through phases of preparing nzo. You fry them until they get brown?
Yeah, and they get brown,
Golden brown.
golden brown.
So after frying these onions to golden brown,
Yeah.
then you add spices.
Then you add spices. I have cumin here, turmeric, garam masala, white pepper, black pepper, and curry powder. Not forgetting garlic paste. So you reduce the heat, over low heat. And starting put one by one. The cumin and put that's enough. Turmeric, a bit of it. Some garam masala. Black pepper, just put kidogo. Same as white pepper. Okay. I have this curry powder.
So why all those spices?
Actually, it's curry, so you just bring back the flavor, that curry flavor. Yeah. So you stir it well until they mix it. Have this color. You can see the color now? Yeah. Then after that, put your garlic. The reason why you put garlic baadaye, so we normally garlic huwa inaishika haraka chini sufuria, so tunaweka baadaye. You stir it well, you mix it. So you take your concassé, that's tomato. You can feel it, that aroma. So you put so unaongeza moto kidogo ndio hizo spices zishike hizo pigeon peas.
So in this
Start,
case,
mix.
this meal, is it served plain or?
No, you can have it with chapati or rice. But some can have it with garlic, but preferably you can use chapati. The best is chapati. So add. You can see now it's okay. So there's ongeza hii and some cream. You have the coconut milk and cream.
Which type of cream?
It's coconut.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in case you don't have your at home, you can't afford to buy coconut milk, what are other substitutes you can use in place of that? Like the normal milk from, or
Not, but haitakupea ile ilikuwa. So you must have this coconut ndio ikupe that flavor.
Okay.
Yeah. And add more. You see now. And add some cream. Cream. Cream.
So is almost
I mean,
done.
and milk.
The only thing remaining is to press it with the coconut cream. Now meal ready. Is the cream ready?
This one is for 3 people.
Oh.
Yeah. For 3. No, it's a lot, huh? So you can add some salt. You can see. We want to test it.
Let me see.
Yeah. Add some salt. You can feel that curry.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my cowfish curry.
So wait to have a taste of the nzo, and we'll rate him thereafter. After 4 hours of gourmet tour around Kenya's tribes, it is time for vetting Abdida and Judith cooking.
You must determine what your unique selling point is. When there is competition, the only way you succeed is by standing out. So what we decided to do is to ensure that anyone coming into Jamaica will be able to appreciate the diverse culture of this country, and hence the variety of products that we offer, the cultural dining experience that we are actually promoting right now.
And finally, what is the last factor that must be put in consideration?
The last factor is the target market. The target market, which I have already mentioned, they actually, it ties in with the other 2 factors. Who are you targeting? And why that is important, because then it even determines the level of investment. For somebody to feel that they have value for money, your clientele to come in and feel that, yes, we were targeted, we came in, and it was value for money, then you need to ensure that that target market gets value for money.
Dr. Patrick Maundu, an ethnobotanist, raises concern of lack of frameworks on salvaging the vanishing skills in production, processing, preservation, and consumption of traditional foods.
Yes, we are losing diversity and we are losing the knowledge, indigenous knowledge that is associated with these foods, traditional foods, African foods. And by indigenous knowledge, I mean all the knowledge which is associated with production, processing, storage, and even consumption. That is part of our heritage, and we are losing that as we lose the elderly people who are endowed with that knowledge. No, from the point of view of the fact that these species are going to be there, but having the species without the knowledge is futile, because you need the tool. You need the knowledge to utilize the species. And let me add one other important thing is you may have the species but not the diversity. We are losing the diversity. By diversity we mean, if you look at maize, beans, maize from the coastal area, maize from the highland part of Kenya, you will find they are not the same varieties, because each is associated with this particular habitats, ecologies. It's adapted to particular areas, and that variation is what we are losing in all these African foods. And therefore, we are concerned about the loss of the knowledge and the loss of the diversity.
This type of program concepts and expose of African cultural heritage are leveraged to nurturing and conserving our heritage. But the question remains, will it survive?
Just like any other of the products listed on the menu, we are encouraging rural-based women especially, and I like to work with women to come together and produce these products specifically for Jamaica.
If our policies don't support this, and by policies I mean if we look at our training institutions, there's a lot of focus on what is exotic and not what is indigenous. That needs to change. We also need to train our extension staff, our officers in agriculture, a lot about this traditional food. So if we go that way, I see these foods contributing much more in the future in terms of nutrition and also health.
We're just winding up our day, and it has been a long safari traversing the Kenyan diverse cultural meals that are offered at Jamaica. How was the experience?
It was amazing having the 7-course meals here at Jamaica, because this is the very first time I get the African dishes being cooked, and having a taste of them is amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's not about the dishes, it's about the nutritional value that is offered here. Rather than you running to a restaurant near you and taking food that will end up affecting your health. Jamaica gives the real African dishes with these 0 calories, and they're more healthy for you. Mm-hmm. And for that case, it means if we were to do the medical analysis of this food, then this is the best place to be.
Yeah. Jamaica is actually the real place, because first I noticed most of their meals are not cooked using oil. Which is yeah, I'm sure you did. Which is giving them a bigger chance to exploit the real African dishes.
So for our next safari, we'll be doing a Pan-African food only offered here at Jamaica. Not forgetting also we'll be taking adventure in the nutritional value as per this service offered at Jamaica.
The Amaika restaurant now remains the masterpiece of cultural conservation. I have been your host, Levis Msumba, for Culture Quest. Till next time, bye-bye.